when you acquire a company, what are you looking for, and what are those things that make you want to like bring them in? Is it something that's doing something that you're not? Is it just the obvious things? And then and what are some of the past transactions you've done, and what started that, and how did those go through?
So since I've been here, we've acquired 7 companies. We were quite acquisitive when I first got here, and then we slowed down a little bit when the market crashed, and have since picked it back up. They generally fall into 3 categories, right? So the first one is market share. There's a lot of regional crypto companies where you can just buy a bunch of customers, right? To put it frankly. We've done this most notably in Latin America, across multiple different countries. We bought a company called Socio several years ago, to basically just buy a customer base and a team all at once, right? So you basically just jumpstart your business in that region where you may have sort of a small presence. So that's sort of the first part is a regional expansion part. That generally starts to pick up as the market starts to collapse a little bit. So I would expect you'll see companies like ours do more of that the next time we're sort of looking at a crypto winter, right? You'll do more kind of market expansion through acquisition. The second is for tech, right? So as you know, you've noted, we have these 3 different business units. The reason we're able to do that is because we have a common infrastructure that underpins all of them, right? Whether it's the soft stuff, regulatory and licensing, to the hard stuff like the engineering platform that sits underneath, it supports all 3 businesses. But that means if we want to expand businesses, we need to expand the tech stack. And so one of the fastest ways to do that is to buy it, right? So we are always looking for interesting technology to buy to complement our existing platform. We've done that three times since I've been here. And then the last one is acqui-hire, right, or acqui-hire. So that is 5 to 20 person teams at a company that's doing okay, right? But maybe they can't raise their next round of funding, yet they have like these great pods of engineers or product managers or squads, and they may be focused on something completely different. Like we bought one that was focused on like a TV advertising platform, but it was a really great product and engineering team. And so we bought them and taught them crypto, right? And so we're doing that kind of constantly, right? We're always looking to acqui-hire, and it's just a great way to add another, 5 to 15 people all at once that know how to work together pretty well.
What's interesting about that is because, the past year or so, everybody's been talking about AI soaking up all the people's jobs, and is an MBA even worth it in the AI world? And are you familiar with like Windsurf? I think it's Windsurf, but they had that Microsoft was going to buy them for like billions and billions of dollars, but then Google came in and just hired all their team for like $2 billion. So they basically made the company worthless. And I'm paraphrasing heavily, so do your own research on that. But the reason I bring that up is if they're willing to spend that much money on the people in an AI environment, clearly the people element is still a high priority. So hearing that you or blockchain.com will acquire companies for the people themselves is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think there are a lot of amazing founders all over the world, right? I was in Silicon Valley. I got a chance to, work with them. I was a VC for a little while, so I was investing into companies. But sometimes your business just doesn't work, right? Like you maybe are famously, when I went to VC school at Stanford, they taught us about watching out for the walking dead, right? Those companies that don't have exit trajectories, and you know what I'm talking about, right? And they're able to just kind of like plod along a little bit, right? Because they're making enough to keep the lights on, but they don't have any potential for an exit. And those are really interesting opportunities for us because those founders usually are pretty humble. Like they're willing to come in, they want to keep building, right? They have a vision, but they're okay adapting to a new environment. So we're always on the hunt for those. We're certainly looking for them in Texas because we want to keep expanding our office here, but we look for them all over the world.